What's up, YouTube? Night's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you today, brought to you by the Ponds. Really appreciate this Ponds for sending this one in for me to take a quick little look at. Pretty cool of him. Did a review video or an overview video yesterday of some pretty cool ones that he sent in for me to take a look at. He has, I think he sent 11 of them in, man, which is crazy. So really appreciate that, Ponds. Awesome of you, and many people like him support me and send me knives to take a look at and do little mediocre review videos of. So without further ado, let's get into the mediocre review of this one. This is the Katsu GK01. This is a Chinese made folding knife. I think these go for around 72, 73 bucks. What I'm looking at on Amazon right now. Couple of pretty neat features. Number one, I would say, is probably the blade. It is a convex grind, which kind of tapers down a lot differently than a full flat grind. If I can get that in there. And take a nice look at it. The nice reflective finish too on it, by the way. That is D2 steel. These run, and I think I said this a second ago, but these do run right around 72 bucks. I was looking for my microfiber cloth, man. That satin finish is a real fingerprint magnet. So go ahead and do just kind of like the overview of it, specs as it were, like we normally do. Tip of the blade to the end of the handle, you are looking at, we'll call that right at 8 inches. So right at a full size, what I would say is a full size knife. Overall cutting edge right at 3.5, blade length 3 and little over 3.5, not quite 3 5/8 maybe on that overall blade length. So got a little bit of a sharpening choil going on there. Get the calipers out here. Do a blade stock thickness check. Probably help if I zero them out. All right. Let's see. 123 thousandths behind the or on the spine, I'm sorry, and 19 thousandths behind the edge. Handle thickness sitting at 566 thousandths, a little over half an inch on this one. Go ahead and do some size comparisons here. Get size comparisons out of the way. Got your Demco knives 8020S. That's the USA made Demco, and the Taiwan made Demco 8020.5 right there. So not quite as long as the 20S, a little bit longer than a 20.5. Couple of other well, these are both USA made knives. This is a Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and your Spyderco knives Para 3. That's my LSU kind of purple and gold theme, little Para 3 right there. So almost as long overall as the Paramilitary 2, not quite as long as the longer than the Para 3, not quite as long as the Paramilitary 2, but pretty close, right? A little more cutting edge than the Paramilitary 2, because the Paramilitary 2 has that super generous forward choil there. Two more here, if I can make it through them. That is your NAFS Lander 2, the bigger one, and that is your NAFS Lander up next to it. The Katsu GK01. Keep wanting to mess that up, man. I Pond sent another one in for review, and that is, let's see, I got it sitting somewhere. Let's see here. I know I got it sitting somewhere around here. Look at that, the magic of editing. That is the Katsu JT03. Look for that thing for 10 minutes. Pretty neat knife. This is S35N titanium. Big difference between this one and the other one. A couple of similarities, but this one is a little bit larger overall length. This one does have only a forward flipper to activate it with, right? Doesn't have the thumb studs, doesn't have like an opening hole, you know, no button, nothing like that. It's not automatic. So let's see here. I think that's going to do it for size comparisons, man. Looking for that thing really threw me off. I'm discombobulated now, man. Not that you guys can tell any difference from normal, right? All right, that's the DeWalt framing hammer. That is your 8-inch USA made crescent wrench. right there. I think that's going to do it for size comparisons. If anybody's still watching, let me know in the comments. Be pretty cool. All right, here's a pocket, what it looks like in the pocket with the pocket clip. There is no pocket clip, right? Not even a spot for a pocket clip. So they just said screw the pocket clip. That does come with a leather sheath. So, you know, can't carry it with a pocket clip. It's going to be a turn off for a lot of people. Probably would be a reason why I don't get this one. I do like a lot of things about it. The fact that it doesn't have a pocket clip is not one of those things. That's a killer for me. For a folding knife anyway, I mean, it would have to be something incredibly crazy good for me to get it without a pocket clip. I've kind of become accustomed to carrying them like that. So this is the scale. Let's see what the weight on this bad boy is. You're sitting at 4.3 ounces. Yeah, 4.3 ounces. Take a look at the inside. See what they got as far as milling goes, which not much, right? Got steel liners in there. Now I do like how they did that access to the lock bar. I think they did pretty good on that. Lock bar, kind of a little cutout right there. So that's pretty cool. Put the scale up and we'll do a hardware check here. Where is my T8? There it is. All right. So single-sided captive pivot. That's pretty cool. Other side T8. And the body screws are T6, I'm guessing. Check them out. Yeah, T6. T6 on the body, T8 on the pivot. But it is a single-sided captive pivot. Not really a whole lot going on here as far as disassembly goes. Not a whole complicated ordeal or anything. You get the liners, the handle scales. That's pretty much it. Running on bearings, super smooth. Nice front flipping action here. This thing works great, despite the fact, you know, that it does not have a pocket clip. I still did carry this a good little bit around the house, man. I really like this one. I wish it had a pocket clip. The convex grind on it's pretty cool. I like the way that the handle material feels. Get a nice close up that's red and black. Kind of G10 on the handles right there. Super smooth, almost like a glossy kind of coating on there. Katsu logo on the blade. That is their logo right there on the pivot, and D2 on the back. Really super reflective, as you can see. Kind of shiny finish, satin finish on the blade. Other than the fact that it doesn't have a pocket clip, and other than the fact that it is front flipper only, I think it's a pretty cool knife, man. For 72 bucks, I mean, you can definitely get D2, you know, at a cheaper price than that. They're going for 72 on Amazon right now, but you know, you can get a D2, a good D2 folding knife for $10 at Walmart nowadays, right? But pretty neat on that convex grind, and I like how they did, you know, the shininess on that satin finish. That looks pretty nice, comfortable in hand. You got a little bit of jimping right there for that front flipper. No jimping up the spine. Don't really need it in my opinion, but really good slicer, I think. Just wish it had a pocket clip, and yeah, pocket clip, and maybe be some other steel 14C 28N, something like that. D2 is not too bad. Not like a horrible steel or anything. It's a budget steel. A lot of people hate on D2, but D2 ain't too bad. There's a lot that are definitely much worse in a lot of other categories. So thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thank you, Pon, so much for loaning me this super cool little knife. I would never experienced it otherwise. The Katsu GK01 should be linked down below. I'll try to link them down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe right down there if you want more of it. And remember, if it's morning, evening, noon, or night, y'all stay sharp.